muted. Hey guys, how we doing? Back at you, another episode, Goat of Goats. This time we're going combat sports. Um, we've got MMA, which could be a spicy one. I think we should do MMA last.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We got boxing, which could also be quite spicy. I think we've got um, real wrestling and pro wrestling, as Josh referred to it. I'm
So
not.
you put that pro in quotations. There ain't no actual pro
Yeah, that's
wrestling.
that's literally what it's called.
It just pains me to say that.
I
It's
mean, like,
professional wrestling. It just doesn't. I'm just
Hating on
not
some
buying it.
athletes,
I'm
dude.
just not buying it.
hey, shout
Some of
out
them
to
hurts be
Vincent
hurting.
Kennedy McMahon. Horrible human.
Oh,
Genius, though.
I'm not. I'm
They
not.
gotta they gotta bring him back.
I'm not taking.
NC.
I'm not taking
NC's
away.
finest.
I'm not taking away from them not being like entertaining or athletic, and I think that's what sports are, kind of, right? Like, don't get it
They're
fucked
athletic.
up. Oh, absolutely. What I'm saying is it's like a football soccer thing, you know. We kind of gotta like change the name because it's just too correlated with the collegiate style, the folk style, the freestyle wrestling. It just
Dude, at
it's
one
not the
point they were
same.
the World Wrestling Federation.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you know why they changed
They
it?
were the world.
Do you know why they changed it?
Hmm.
Because the World Wildlife Foundation also used WWF, and they had been around before the World Wrestling Federation, and they sued them.
Dang it.
Man.
Yep.
Well,
Trivia for the day.
Should have just been like, we'll do a Hell in a Cell match for the name.
I
well, um, what do you guys want to start with?
think we start with the World Wrestling.
Yeah,
Let's do wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
dude,
do
let's
pro
kick it off.
wrestling.
Little funny guy.
Yeah, pro wrestling. I like it. Who you got,
I bet
Avery?
not one of us has the same person.
Who you got?
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. It's Richard Flair,
Okay.
16-time world champ.
Okay.
Some of the greatest promos in the history of the game. Have y'all ever seen him and Jay Lethal do the woo off in TNA? It's one of the funniest and most entertaining things in the history of wrestling.
Is that a real
It's a
sentence?
fight you can't win.
You would be surprised. Jay Lethal held his own. But I
They brought
gotta
a
go
knife
Ric
to a
Flair.
gunfight there.
Gotta go Ric Flair.
Okay,
Easy enough.
Gunner.
I'll tell you what, man. It's a real simple, it's a real easy choice. Boom! Stone
Great
Cold,
pick.
baby. Stone
That's
Cold.
a great pick.
Stone Cold is not a bad pick.
Never lost. No, I'm just
That's a
playing.
great pick. Texas Rattlesnake.
Stone
Sorry,
Cold's
baby.
19. Stone Cold had a 3 week span in October of 1997 or 1998 that is untouched.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, he made Mr. McMahon piss himself. He beat his ass in the hospital, and then
Oh my
poured
God.
concrete in his Chevy Corvette
Yep.
in a 3 week span.
You remember when him and Booker T went to the grocery store?
Yes.
Hey, listen.
Oh my God.
I think. My correlation of Stone Cold to this goat talk would be like Conor McGregor to MMA. Just my
Ooh.
take.
That's the worst take we've had in the history of the show, live or otherwise.
The publicity that Stone Cold brought to it, and the household name Stone Cold is here in America, is unmatched.
He's an American symbol.
No,
However,
it's definitely mad.
It's matched, but however, like, I'm just of a little bit of a different take here, and I'm with Avery, and I got Ric Flair.
You're going,
And my biggest adage to that is the 50 years. 6 decades this man participated in said sport. Like, something's got to go for that. That's like the entire history of this sport up to this point. He hasn't stopped. He's done it the whole fucking time.
Hey, there's a couple of people in the chat talking about HBK. We got a couple HBKs in the chat.
Oh,
listen, and that brings me to mine. And my GOAT is obviously Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, the important half of D-Generation X, Sweet Chin Music originator.
There's Patty with the fucking Sweet Chin Music HBK.
Barry was in there.
wow.
I'm just, hey.
Timmy had Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah,
That's not bad. That's not bad either. See, this is that's not a bad one either. There's not going to be a lot of bad ones here, but to me, it's obviously HBK. But it's almost like that's kind of like my favorite.
Who was that wrestler? It was like Chris something.
Chris Benoit.
Ooh,
I'll say it.
that was a spicy
I'll be
one.
honest. If he didn't go on a rampage.
He might have been.
He's a couple murder charges away. Is that what you're getting at?
Just
Bro,
saying.
him and Aaron Hernandez.
What murder? He was a good guy.
He is the Aaron Hernandez of
Yeah.
pro wrestling.
Little different from Aaron Hernandez.
No.
A little different.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, I mean he killed his
different.
family.
Yeah,
He killed his family and not just some guy, but yeah.
and himself.
Yeah.
I guess they both killed.
I mean,
themselves.
Aaron Hernandez did Jeffrey Epstein himself.
All right.
The same way that Chris Benoit did too, because he Jeffrey Epstein himself on a
I'll tell you what,
Bowflex.
all of those choices are pretty valid. An honorable mention I'd like to put in Rey Mysterio.
I like Ray.
619.
This 619 was iconic, bro. We all tried to do that shit at one point, and we failed miserably.
Could not.
Could never do it.
He killed the guy doing the 619.
Yeah, he killed away. Yeah, he killed a guy and got away with it.
Take that, mister. It's not real wrestling. He killed a guy.
Timmy,
That guy's
From the
dead.
619.
There's no John Cena or no Rock. Hey, I'm
He
gonna go
can
ahead and
say-
say
He can
John
say 619 somebody 6 feet deep.
Nah, The Rock is just the best.
If we're
marketer
doing
of all time.
honorable mentions, I mean, the Undertaker, dude.
Yeah.
What? Taker? In all phases? Harley Taker?
bro, when he had the Limp Bizkit theme song, and that was an iconic time.
Oh my God, Batista, bro. I walk a mile.
Okay.
Batista was overrated to me.
You know what I'm saying? Overrated.
I wasn't a big Batista guy.
You know,
I remember.
there's
I remember
I
actually
guess I wasn't a
somebody
big
against-
SmackDown guy though.
we could actually make a list of. There's one guy in the history of humanity.
Hey, and my GOAT
That-
did it and through all of their careers. That's all I'm telling you. All these people, my GOAT, he did it through all of their careers. But keep going, Avery.
There is one guy that could honestly, like, we could end the conversation just by saying his name because he's the only one to do all three of these. He's the only one to wrestle in pro and amateur. He's
It's obviously
also-
Kurt Angle.
He was also a UFC champion. It's the same guy who tried out for the fucking Minnesota Vikings and was the last man cut.
Oh yeah, big Brock
Lesnar. Like,
Lesnar.
go to
He
go.
was out there. He was a problem for a while.
People forget
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar lost one wrestling match his entire NCAA career. Two-time NCAA champ in the heavyweight. On a stacked ass Minnesota team, by the way, that
He
has
cloned
Shelton Benjamin
himself.
All right,
also.
hold on.
He
Let's.
cloned himself into a female version.
It was 2
His
votes.
daughter is a
It's
freak.
Ric Flair. So I think it's Ric Flair. Our consensus is Ric Flair is the GOAT. We had 2.
Seems that way.
I'll never concede to that, but carry on.
Whatever, dude.
It's always going to be Heartbreak Kid.
50 years.
Sexy boy.
I ain't gonna lie.
60
Shawn
years.
Michaels,
Yep, man,
Shawn
the Hardy
Michaels
brothers.
bringing in.
We
Shawn
forgot about
Michaels
the
has got-
Hardy brothers.
Shawn Michaels has the hose coming
We
through.
forgot about the Hardy
WWE
brothers,
right
man.
now.
Hardy brothers were iconic.
We're not talking tag teams.
They were iconic, though.
If it's tag teams, it's gonna be between the
Jeff
Hardys
Hardy was
and
iconic.
Jeff,
Matt Hardy was
and the
Jeff Hardy's
Dudleys.
brother.
Dude,
It's gonna be
So-
between the
No.
Dudleys and the Hardys.
But it
Jeff
comes,
Hardy had kids cutting holes in pantyhose and putting them on their arms and going to school. Matt Hardy
Facts.
didn't have pull like that.
That's
They said
wild.
Jeff Hardy was the first white to be invited to the cookout.
He might have been.
very
Him or Abe
possible.
Lincoln.
Honest Abe. Shout out Honest Abe. Oh man.
As that transitions us into-
Let's go like real competitive. Yeah, competitive collegiate folk style.
Real wrestling, like
Real-
with state.
Yeah. Who you got, Gunner?
So mine's gonna be a little different, I think, than yours. But I got for my GOAT is gonna be Jordan Burroughs,
That's not a bad pick.
Nah, it's
a
not
guy
bad
that's
pick at
went
all.
out there. He started in jiu-jitsu and really fucking like made his way into the wrestling world, and then started fucking dominating.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he's got 7 gold medals, right? I think something like that, 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say the guy I want to defend myself would be Alexander Karelin.
Okay, I'll take
Like
that.
if I needed a wrestler to save my life, it'd be Alexander Karelin from Russia.
All right. Josh.
Grip.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Me, Cale Sanderson, 159-0 and 4 Iowa State NCAA titles. 159-0 is a lot of wins and not a lot of losses.
He's also doing it as the coach of Penn State right this second too.
Just hold on. Just
Yeah,
hold on. We'll get to a
he's
lot
got
of
it.
that.
Shout out to the Erie kid. Shout out to young.
Does
Carter
collegiate
Frost, but yeah,
compare
coach.
to Olympic?
159-0 is dumb.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yes, there's many collegiate national champions that do well in Olympic wrestling across the board.
I'm asking you.
Kyle Day.
Where is the better competition? It's going to be an Olympic wrestling, right?
Not necessarily.
Because it's worldwide versus a country.
It's different
Yeah,
style.
but
It's
there-
different
Not
style.
every
could be-
collegiate
there
wrestler
could
that gets
be-
the opportunity to go to the
There
Olympics
could be
goes.
there could be at different times, like just because of ebbs and flows of sports, an immense amount of competition at a weight
Like,
class.
in NCAA
hold on,
record?
time out. Just hold on. An immense amount of competition at one weight class, meaning
Okay.
like at any given point, there could be loaded weight class for those 4 years of college. There could be 4 Olympic guys
you're
wrestling.
proving my point.
Four
There could
Olympic
be-
guys
there
wrestling
could be,
all
but
for
in the
one
Olympic-
championship, and they couldn't all make it to the champion, or they couldn't all make
No,
it
bro,
to the
you're
Olympics.
missing what I'm saying. Is the Olympics is worldwide talent, not just the
Yeah.
United States of America.
It's not
That's
just
what I'm
but
saying is
collegiate isn't just the United
NCAA,
States
the
of America
stakes aren't
at
nearly
all.
as hot. It's not the same. It's easier to wrestle NCAA than it is to wrestle at an Olympic level.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
That's all I'm saying. But continue.
I'll take that. Avery, go ahead.
You get them boys from Dagestan out there.
Yeah. Gunner brought him up. It's Alexander Karelin. This man had a 24-year career that spanned, and he was 887-2. His 2 losses were by a combined 2 points.
And it was by the same
And
guy.
no, he got beat by a Russian in 1989.
No, he got
And
beat
then
by like a China guy.
No, and then Rulon Gardner from America beat him in the
Yes.
2000 Sydney Olympics.
The light skinned dude.
He's white. Big old country fella from Oklahoma. Yeah.
I'm bringing in somebody
Rulon
else.
Gardner. And a lot of people said that both of those matches should not have been losses. There's a lot of controversy with the Rulon Gardner one just because they don't think that it was a legit takedown because they said his hands separated. Yet he still had control of him. 9-time world champion, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 12-time European champion, and wrestled at the biggest weight limit of his time period at 130 kilograms, 286 pounds.
Would dominate anybody.
Yeah. This man routinely got 5 points every time he took his opponents down. He has his own move.
Throw people, dude, like outside of the ring.
6'3", 286. That's a freak.
That's a
freak.
Oh,
But
I agree.
gotta be Alexander Karelin, in my opinion.
When I did this, when I tried to figure out the GOAT of wrestling, I really wanted to encompass a lot of different things. I think there's some honorable mentions who I'm going to mention before I mention my GOAT. Okay? One of them is the female from Japan, Yoshida. She has like over a decade of world champion gold medals. She has 3 Olympic gold medals. Her career over the last, 12 years she's absolutely dominated at her weight class in freestyle. So I think there's definitely something to say to that. But my GOAT is Cael Sanderson for not just the impact of his own personal career, but his coaching career, kind of what Avery was getting at. He's coached 8 Olympians who have won gold medals. 8 Olympians who have won gold medals. Okay?
You're going to have to concede here regardless, but continue your point.
He's coached almost 40 just alone individual champions, 91 All-Americans, 8 Big Ten champions, or 8 Big Ten team championships. Like,
I mean, Team Natties as they won like
five.
Five. Yeah.
2017 to 2022. That's just unreal, dude. As a coach, the impact he had on his career, kind of like what Josh was saying, and Avery dabbled into a little bit of the coaching, but like the numbers and the coaching just scream to me. And
if you listen to anybody who wrestled in that time period that he competed in, they will all tell you, like, hands down, he is the best wrestler ever.
He has 5 Olympic medals himself, 2 bronze, a silver, and 2 gold. Like, what? I mean, it's not like he's a slouch Olympic career. Come on now. Like, this dude has done it all in that sport, and the way that he continues to impact that sport is even crazier to me. So that's my GOAT of wrestling.
I'm not mad that Alexander Karelin isn't the GOAT of wrestling, honestly. Like, Cael Sanderson is a very close,
Who would win between the two of them?
Two different weight classes.
Yeah.
I know.
Way different.
Just asking who the GOAT is, bro.
Yeah, but
it's the same reason. It's the same reason my UFC GOAT is not 150 pounds.
Okay, but it's the same. We got to have the conversation about boxing too. Like,
yes,
the weight class matters. Just the heavyweight is always
the boxing not so much. Boxing not so much, but wrestling and MMA, yes.
Just
weight size matters in wrestling and MMA.
For GOAT status.
Yeah, I can't agree with that.
It's position. It's like position.
Crazy.
It's
Y'all
like
don't have
a
to
pound
agree with
for
it.
position.
I'm
pound.
just telling you what I think.
I
It's a
hear
pound
you.
for pound thing. It's a pound for pound thing. I feel like in this
I don't think if
situation.
somebody weighs more, they're better at the sport.
Individual
It's not necessarily
competition.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you put those two together against each other, who's going to come out on top?
Kale ain't no slouch, my guy.
Human against human. I didn't say he was a slouch, but Alexander Karelin 6'3", 286, and lost 2 fights in his life, and he's a Russian monster. So it'd be a good fight to see. I mean, who knows?
I mean, like I said, I'm not upset that Kel Sanderson gets the 2-1 vote here. Honestly, um, see what the chat says. Nothing. Nobody.
Who's the GOAT
Everybody.
wrestler? Who's the greatest wrestler of all time?
I'd be willing to say nobody. Probably like I know if you're down here where I'm at, you're not keeping up with it. Shout out to Devin Van Cura. That's probably the greatest wrestler that anybody around me ever has heard of. He's a Penn State guy. He wrestled for Kale.
Yeah, no doubt. He definitely broke some records at Washington at the time for sure.
Yeah. Not Mark Quinn records. Not Mark Quinn Hill. That guy's 2 back-to-back state title. You know, the Bucci machine fueled by ham and cheese. I'll never forget that one. Never forget that one.
That's wild work.
Never forget that one.
All right, so what are we doing next here? Boxing?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go boxing.
Who you got, Avery?
So I don't want anybody to kill me when I say this because his career is not over. He's actually got probably a very, very high profile fight coming up in September that's going, if he wins, it would cement his legacy. He's done a couple things that nobody has done in the history of boxing as far as be undisputed in 2 weight classes. It's Bud Crawford.
Bud Crawford.
Terrence Bud Crawford. That guy's story alone makes him a GOAT. The boy's mom couldn't beat him as a kid and would pay other children money to try to fight him. And he would beat their ass and take the money back. Like 41-0, 31 knockouts. Like I said, 2-time undisputed champ in 2 different weight classes. He's the only man to do that. There are other undisputed champions, of course, but not 2 divisions. And in my lifetime, I have not seen a worse ass whooping handed out than what he did to Errol Spence Jr. 3 years ago. When Errol Spence was considered a top 3 to 5 fighter on earth. He beats Canelo. He'll be a 3 division undisputed champ. And again, no man has done that. I understand, Floyd 50-0. I understand Ali. I hear it, but that's just something like undisputed. I got all the belts. That has to hold something in the conversation, I believe.
Yeah, nah, no doubt.
So I got Bud Crawford.
Josh.
Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
You-
I had
It was like an
I
obvious
had
one.
Floyd as a second.
I said the only person I would hear was Floyd, other than Bud, honestly.
Yeah, I mean 50-0, 27 knockouts. You know, 15 world championships across 5 different weight classes. I don't know. Seems obvious. Nobody ever beat him anywhere ever. And he doesn't really have any he doesn't really have any controversial weird decision wins either. Like he pretty handily won every fight
Pacquiao
he ever
Pacquiao was
done
questionable, but
professionally.
remember people were mad about Victor Ortiz. They didn't like the way he did Ortiz the first time when Ortiz headbutted him, and then he came out the corner and just lit him up 3 times.
Rule number 1: never put your hands down.
I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? Like Gunnar said, don't put your hands down. But
Always
You
keep
don't
your
want
hands
to
up.
use
It's just not. I don't know. That's not mine.
It's Floyd.
Floyd's my second for sure.
I've never seen anybody. The punch is about to hit him right here. He gets like right here, stops all those momentum, and lurches forward and just crushes him. He's so fast. He made Canelo look like a little lost puppy out there when they fought. He absolutely dominated one of the most dominant fighters in boxing history.
I'm just curious. I'm not huge.
How
boxing,
old was he when he
not
fought?
a boxing
How old was he
buff.
when he fought Conor?
How old was Canelo?
Canelo was young. Canelo was what? Like
Canelo was like 22, 24.
Dude, yeah.
But this is the same Canelo who already had like 50 professional fights or some shit.
Yes,
like
he was crushing people. Canelo was crushing
Canelo's
people.
got like 100 professional fights.
And Floyd just dance. If you ever watch that fight, Floyd just dances around him, and that Philly shell, bro. He just fucking keeps that shoulder right here, and just. And
I think that's really what makes Floyd like so great. He's easily the best defensive fighter in the history of the sport.
What does boxing entail? It entails hitting people and avoiding getting hit. Floyd was the best at hitting people and avoiding getting hit.
I had Ali as
Ali.
as my GOAT. I had Ali as my GOAT. I mean, he had some losses, but 8-time Olympian,
especially during that time,
or
bro.
8-time Olympic gold medalist, like, bro, that's crazy.
During that time, he was just like,
yeah.
It was, life was tough. Life was already hard as fuck, and then he went and like won the heavyweight championship multiple times when they said he could have.
Right. He was an athletic freak for his time. Like I think there's definitely
the greatest trash talker ever.
Yeah. He started it.
I'll put Chael Sonnen up there, but all right.
Who?
Chael Sonnen.
Okay. But we're not.
As far as American trash talk goes,
we're not doing this. We're doing boxing, and the GOAT of boxing.
Remember when Spider beat Chael Sonnen in the 5th round, and Chael Sonnen said, "I won 4 of those 5 rounds. I won the fight."
Yeah.
Hey, bro. When that man said Anderson Silva made,
he goes, "It was a 5-round fight, and I won 4 of the rounds."
The round was over. I thought the round was over when I tapped. That's why I did it.
So full of himself, dude.
Just crazy.
So the GOAT of boxing is Floyd Mayweather.
I'll take that. That's fine.
Like I said,
you can't be mad at that.
Nah.
I mean, if it's not Bud, it's Floyd. I'm not mad at it. It's the only one that I would entertain for real.
Bud could get there though, for sure.
Now it's time for the spice.
The spiciest of them all.
It's time for the spice. Who hasn't gone first? Dunbar, you haven't gone first.
Y'all already know mine.
I haven't gone first. I'll go first.
Dunbar, you go first. Who's your
all
GOAT
right,
of the MMA?
So this comes down to 2.
Can I guess?
No.
I know who.
Don't say nothing stupid here, man.
Guess the 2.
It's between GSP and John Jones.
Okay, Avery.
No.
Avery lives. Avery's in my head. Avery's in my head.
Did he get both of them?
Avery lives in my head. That's.
Oh God.
Okay.
Stop.
Thank God.
Stop with the GSP. Stop.
Okay. What?
Stop with the GSP, dude.
All right. What it ultimately comes down to me is the cleanliness of GSP's career and the respect he had for the fight game.
Oh.
He ended with with 13 straight wins.
I would like to say I do not believe I can fight at a
if
high
if we're
level.
if we're playing by Gunner's rules and who would win in the ring between the two, sure, John Jones will win. But I'm not. Yeah, sure. Like, I can't. That's not what I'm basing this around.
That's what fighting
I
comes
went
down
pound.
to, though, Dunbar.
I
Like,
went for more of a pound for pound aspect of it, not so much the 1v1 aspect of it. So, my pound for pound goat is, and I understand what you're saying, Gunner. Like, I'm not here to strictly oppose that, but at the same time, like, how do we compare people that did? Okay, so if they aren't the same weight class,
different sports,
and they
it's
didn't,
different.
and they didn't fight during the same time, and they're not in the same weight class, how do we
Use your imagination, right?
come to
Like,
some sort of common ground? That's the too many variables for me to say like it's not a pound for pound thing. So
it's more of who do you want by your side.
and a lot of this kind of pound for pound stuff also will flow into the next week's episode when we talk basketball. Okay, so you
I
know
hope you ready.
it's
to
all
die,
pound for
man.
pound. It's all pound for pound. It's all in time when who the people played against, who they fought against. So I can't like the no contest with DC who you could arguably put in one of these wrestling, combat sports GOAT talks. If you could make an argument for DC in one way, shape, or form for that, and
the greatest wrestler in MMA history.
There's an amount of respect that I just don't think John Jones gives to the sport that GSP does, and that's why it's GSP over John Jones. Not because John Jones wouldn't whoop his ass. Don't get it fucked up.
Josh, you go next. We know where you're going. We know where you're going.
Yeah, come on, man. You know mine.
Dude, he only lost one. He lost one round. Ever.
No. He lost two. All right, so mine's Khabib Nurmagomedov. 29-0 as a professional. He lost 2 rounds. One of them was shaky. He lost 1 round to Conor McGregor. Choked him out in the following round. He lost 1 round to Justin Gaethje. Choked him out in the following round. Never was knocked down
never bled
as a professional. Never bled as a professional. I will say he was the definition of dominant. There's nobody who weighed 155 pounds on God's green earth that was going to beat him in an MMA fight, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Let me ask you though.
Nobody did, and
I know he retired a little early. Can he be the GOAT when he only defended the title?
Some say that he had an 8-year UFC career, but go ahead.
I'm just 8
years is a long time.
Can you be considered the GOAT if you only defended your title against what 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys?
To me, yeah, because he didn't lose to anyone ever. Something tells me anybody who y'all are about to say has lost a fight before. He's never lost, and then even the one guy who at least one of y'all is gonna say they have lost rounds clearly.
Yes,
he's never. That. I mean, never bled, never been knocked down, never got caught. Just did everything flawlessly.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh no, he got caught. He just didn't bleed.
And then also you could say he retired early, like he might have. So first of all, he wasn't falling into the Dana White trap of we need you to move weights just to sell more fucking tickets. He's not a fucking idiot like half the UFC fighters are, where they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll change weights. I'm him anyway. I'm sure I'll win that belt too. Almost never fucking happens. So he said, nope, I'm real fucking good at 155. I can cut the 155 safely. And I could absolutely demolish anybody there. Take him down, talk to him while I'm fucking fighting them.
That's what I was going to say about Khabib. Khabib is the proprietor of one of the funniest moments in the history of fighting ever, when he is literally on top of Conor McGregor in the 3rd round, punching him in his shit, talking about,
talk now.
Let's talk now.
Talk now.
Let's talk now. As he's literally punching him.
And you could say maybe he's got. So really, I don't know who you put him up against at the end of his career there, who he hasn't already beat. You know what I mean? You're looking at rematches. If anything, Conor damn sure was never going to fucking fight him again. But he retired because his dad died. That was his coach. And he was able to retire on top with pretty much all of his mental capacity still there, which I don't know if you've seen Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, as of late, but he can't talk.
There's a reason he's
So
called the
Khabib, I
Iceman.
think, did.
The one video I saw, he looked a little.
Well, now it's because they think he smokes
zipped up, as some would say.
No. Now everybody thinks he smokes ice, which isn't good. But anyway, Khabib doesn't do that. I don't know. And I'm not going to talk about anything about,
time out 1 second.
His character or anything like that, but
drugs are bad. Stay in school.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about Khabib's character or anything like that, but a lot of crazy shit was said to Khabib, about his family, about his wife, by some people who are less than people to me. And I don't know, he just always handled it in the octagon. Always did it the right fucking way.
Yeah, nah.
And he never fucking lost.
Alhamdulillah.
Never lost, and there's never lost, and there's never. Khabib never had a fight where you were like, man, I don't know if he actually won that
Crazy.
one.
So Khabib's explanation of the hat that he wore, how he was walking through the airport to his first UFC fight, and he grabbed the hat in the airport and he put it on because there was all this internet buzz about it being some sort of something, and he was like, oh nah, this was just something I seen on a shelf and I bought it on my way here. What are y'all talking about? That's some good Khabib content in my opinion.
I will also say the dynamic between Khabib, Islam Makhachev, and Daniel Cormier is one of the funniest relationships that we get to see, most entertaining things that we get to see too. There's a video of the three talking together, and DC goes, "Oh, we got good wrestlers in America," and he goes, "No, brother, send them to Dagestan. You forget 3 months, 6 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 years."
Yeah, he also kind of like brought, and it was definitely to his advantage, but he made it clear like Sambo is what's going to ultimately end up winning these fights down the road. You know what I mean? It wasn't just can't just be a good wrestler, can't just be a good kickboxer, can't just be a fucking black belt, BJJ guy. Sambo's what's ultimately going to fucking hold shit down. And also, for the record, 9, 10, 8 rounds, dude. That's so many, man. 9, 10, 8 rounds is so fucking many.
It's domination.
At the highest level of MMA on earth.
Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
I don't need to say it, dude. It's the most athletically gifted MMA fighter we've ever seen in our lives.
John E. Bones Jones.
It's too easy, dude. I'm sorry.
It's my second. I don't disagree.
His only loss is a disqualification from a fucking 12-6 elbow. Oh, Josh didn't like that, huh?
We'll see ya.
He didn't like the John Bones pick. His only fucking loss was that 12-6 elbow he got disqualified for. I mean, he might have.
Which is wild to think that it still counts as a loss because it's now legal.
Right, so that would be a win. So he would be undefeated. Plus, he's defended his belt 13 times. Yeah, he disrespect the sport? Sure, but when you're naturally fucking the best at what you do, you just really don't give a fuck. You don't try. You're just already the best, so why try?
So,
but I'm not defending that. I'm just saying that's just the thought process of John Jones, as he also beats his wife, does cocaine, and drives drunk. I'm not here to talk about his personal life. I'm here to talk about the art form that he creates.
All right.
And the art form that he creates.
The man from his work.
The art from the artist.
Yeah.
Separate the art from the artist, right? And, I've never seen somebody at 20. Well, how old was he? 21 or 22, and came in, choked out Lyoto Machida and almost killed him.
Bro, he opened the fight with a flying knee.
With a flying knee, and he was 20 years old or some shit. John Jones has been fighting for longer than, I don't even know, dude. It's been forever. And he's just always been the champ. DC
I watched Reyes beat him.
DC was like this fucking phenom, bro, that was gonna beat Jones and he was gonna, out wrestle him, and that's why he's gonna beat him.
Quote,
Dude, he embarrassed him.
quote, nobody not an Olympic wrestler will take me down. That
Yes,
is what Daniel Cormier said.
correct. And then John Jones took him down, beat the living shit out of him, and did it twice.
Hey, Riley, go ahead and use your favorite quote. I beat you after a weekend of cocaine and hookers.
And that and that is why he's the GOAT. Just the same reason Lawrence Taylor's the defensive GOAT of the NFL is the same reason John Bones Jones is the fucking GOAT of the MMA. He just brings that extra to the table.
So, in preparation, I initially had John Jones.
This is terrible.
Bro, did y'all not watch the Dom Reyes fight?
I said in preparation I had, but sitting here in the last 20 minutes thinking about this, I have to go with somebody else. And it's not what somebody that you three said. It's not GSP, it's not John Jones, and it's not Habib. This guy got blacklisted out of the UFC. We're talking about somebody who is easily the most dominant in his weight class ever in 2 different organizations.
I know you're tripping right now.
Nah, I'm not, man. Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse. What are we doing here? We're disrespecting him because it's 125, 135 pounds.
You're goddamn right we are. Yeah. Yeah, I am.
No, that's got nothing to do with his weight.
Bro, like, what are we? He cleared out.
I mean,
2 divisions. He cleared
Demetrius
out 2
Johnson
divisions.
Demetrius Johnson has more accomplishments than Khabib. The only reason we pick Khabib is because I think Khabib would beat him in a one-on-one. That's just me.
Again, pound for pound, it's hard. You're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that could beat him. This is the same guy that I watched choke out a 285-pound grown man in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu not too long ago on YouTube. So, I mean, hey, you're right, he might, but I know what's gonna happen if he gets his neck.
Demetrius Johnson, Khabib,
Flying
GSP, and John Jones.
Flying armbar.
So we got to make a decision here.
Have we seen what he did to Ray Borg? Wasn't it Ray Borg? MMA fans, wasn't it Ray Borg where he hit the flying armbar?
So if we have to make a decision, so Avery's guy lost to 3 people. John Jones had a loss by disqualification, and GSP had 10 losses, something like that. What are we talking
Khabib
about?
has 5 total defenses. John Jones has 13 title defenses.
I watched John Jones lose to Dom Reyes. Khabib lost 2 rounds in his career.
Khabib only fought.
I've watched John Jones get taken down. I've watched John Jones bleed.
Oh yeah, you can watch John Jones.
John Jones actually destroy a man's ACLs in his career.
Yep.
I watched him take Thiago Santos. Honestly,
name somebody other than Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. Name somebody else Khabib fought in his prime.
I mean, Ali Akinta was the number 5 lightweight alive.
That was on 5 days notice,
when he broke the UFC record for most takedowns in a
Say that again. Say that again.
Was on 5 days notice.
Ali Akinta was the number 5 lightweight.
Number 5,
broke
bro.
The UFC
We're talking about a nobody,
in most
though.
takedowns in a fight.
We're talking about a nobody, bro.
Yeah, you're right. The number 5 lightweight on earth. Yeah, it's a nobody. You're right.
As far as names go and defending titles, as far as GOAT conversations go,
Right. He wasn't a
just not.
He was a scrub.
No, Ali Akinta's just not on that.
I ain't gonna lie, Josh.
I'll pull up John Jones' names that he's defended against, and you tell me who has a more legendary list.
Pull up the fight stats from him against Dom Reyes while you're doing that.
I mean, you could talk about one fight, but
His
the title
argument
defense
is his argument, Gunner, is Habib never had a fight that close.
of
That's
course,
his argument.
Khabib only fought for 8 years. John Jones has been fighting for like 15 to 20. I don't know how much it is, but it's a lot. Almost double his career, and double his defenses, double the titles. That's just, I mean, if hardware doesn't earn you anything in the sport, what's the point of having it? I don't know.
I mean, he had it and he never lost it. He retired.
The same reason Tom Brady's the GOAT in the fucking NFL. He had the most Super Bowls, the most title defenses, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But we're at an impasse here. Nobody agrees, so.
So we got 4. We got Mighty Mouse. We got John Jones. We got Khabib. And we got my take in
GSP.
We go to the chat for this, I think, right? Isn't that how that goes? Isn't that what we did?
That's what we did last week.
We're at a crossroads.
Tim saying Tony Ferguson couldn't beat a fucking.
You're not allowed to say Tony
extension
Ferguson.
cord.
Yeah,
He couldn't
beat the
extension cord.
You're wrong if you say Tony Ferguson. Who?
Rest in peace, El Kukui. He's physically still with us, but mentally he's been gone for a decade.
Of these 4, who do we got?
Pat Rampage Jackson is
Johnny
the
Bones
wildest
Jones.
shit you could have said.
John Jones, and it's not close. So there's one John Jones.
John Jones, that it's not close, is the most correct answer I've heard in this chat today.
No, Khabib didn't want to fight Tony, is what he was saying.
I mean,
yeah, that's what happened.
I mean, he was jumping around quite a bit, dude. There were some things going on.
Rampage for the GOAT KO. Actually, no. Dan Henderson knocking out Michael Bisping and then landing the punch after that he made into his logo is actually the greatest knockout ever.
All right, Logan. Between John Jones and GSP, who is it?
That's a terrible question.
See, he had DJ first. That's Demetrius Johnson first.
Oh.
That's easily Demetrius Johnson first.
Damn, Khabib ducked Tony 3 times.
Y'all really aren't going to say Khabib during Ramadan? May Allah frown upon you.
Inshallah. Oh, man. Ducked him 3 times. Timmy said he ducked him not once, not twice, but thrice.
Jones. I mean...
It's 3-2 right now, John Jones. It's 3-2 right now. I've got
nobody up in here saying that.
How high are we going?
Do we care about the roids?
No, why would we? He had so many title defenses.
GSP never popped out.
I mean, hey. We're going to care about him next week. Right? I just want to throw it out. We're not there.
It's a good thing they didn't have drug testing in the 80s, huh?
Oh, man.
Good thing they didn't have them bitches in the 80s.
They did. They did.
No, they didn't.
They did not have stem cell research and all that shit in the 80s, bro.
Oh,
and if it was baseline.
Something they were giving your Russian boy who's the wrestler GOAT. Come on now.
Yeah, dude. They were giving him the fucking kryptonite that Superman was.
All right. Before we do this giveaway here, there's a hot topic we could talk about. Should fighting in these combat sports allow sauce or no sauce? Like
if they're all on the gear.
Yeah.
If we got this guy on it and this guy on it, make sure they're both on the same shit. Make sure they're on the same cycle and let them do whatever. Sure.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only reason it gets kind of dicey.
Why?
Just because then you're going to have a lot of asterisk championships, you know what I mean?
They do that in BJJ. Gordon Ryan's fucking juiced out of his tits.
Bro, Gordon Ryan is walking testosterone, bro.
Dude's fucking hair is
I
white.
is fucking free.
He has gray hair at 43 or
He's
35, whatever he is.
he's our age, Gunner. He's like 28.
Whoa.
Gordon Ryan's literally our
All
age.
gray fucking hair is crazy.
He's a freak. Who's the greatest fighter that's been on steroids? Alistair Overeem for me.
John Jones.
Alistair Overeem. When they
Hey,
had TRT
No, I watched Big Frank, dude. The knockout when Big Frank knocked out Alistair Overeem and he had foam coming out of his mouth and his leg was convulsing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even think
I'll
this
tell
is
you what.
supposed to be on TV right now.
That wasn't.
He's
I was
not
like,
the
that guy's dead.
Agreed.
he's not the GOAT, but somebody I want in a dark alleyway to defend my life would be Francis fucking Ngannou.
Big Frank, 100%.
Bro,
Big Frank,
Dude.
easy.
Francis Ngannou, and that's all natural.
Big
That's
Frank was
called
him.
salt
All right.
mine,
All right,
pal.
all right. Let's bring it back here for a second. So we've got 4 GOATs. John Jones takes it for MMA. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we have John Jones in MMA, Floyd Mayweather in boxing, Cael Sanderson in wrestling, and Ric Flair in professional wrestling.
You can put quotations all you want.
How
pal.
we want to see
Yeah, you
these.
better
I
stop
think we
hating,
should
dog.
compare 2 of them and then compare the other 2 to get.
If you put them all in a
championship.
room together, who comes out alive?
Not Ric Flair. He's dead
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, I
Ric Flair's
hate to
dead.
say Ric Flair's gonna talk the best out of all of them for sure. Though you put him on a mic, Ric Flair's gonna cook them.
Ric Flair's dead, and then it's probably going to come down. Bones probably wins.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Josh,
Bones is
add a way to
probably
be
gonna
Dana
fuck all
White.
up.
Add a way to be Dana White, Josh.
Hey, it's true though. Floyd Mayweather's getting cooked with his peanut brittle hands.
Hey,
There's other words that we can
let's-
use to describe.
Let's not compare.
There's other synonyms.
Let's do it. Let's do it a different way. Okay. Let's not compare them like head up. Let's compare their careers. Okay?
Accomplishments. It's got to be
Yeah.
Floyd.
Floyd. I think for the depth.
If
of
you say
Cael-
Ric Flair right now, bro, I'm gonna jump through the screen.
Nah, the depth of Cael's career as a wrestler and as a coach, and the depth
It's
of
hard.
Floyd's
Hard.
and
It's
the
hard.
depth of Floyd's career as a boxer is a good comparison. I'm just that's where I'm at with this.
It's
Oh,
got to be Floyd, dude.
gotta be. It's not even close.
So
Gotta be
I
Floyd,
understand
man.
Riley's point of
50
view
and
here.
0.
I understand Riley's point of view.
No,
here.
I do too. It's still but here's the thing. Here's the thing with Floyd though. 5
can-
weights, man.
We can look at
15 world
Floyd
championships
also.
across 5
Bro,
weights.
We
And
can
then he
look at
beat-
Floyd as a
He beat a
promoter
prime
slash
Conor
trainer.
McGregor.
Yeah.
He beat a prime
He's a
Conor McGregor.
champ,
Connor's not a boxer.
dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
it doesn't
5
matter.
weights.
Floyd was 39 years old, 38
He
years
carried
old,
him.
got in the
Floyd
ring
carried
and
him,
beat
bro.
up
He
a
was
prime McGregor.
He's our greatest of all time.
Okay,
boxer.
okay, hey guys, real
Connor's
quick.
a
Okay, then
amateur
hey,
boxer.
let's eliminate the Conor fight. Floyd Mayweather was 49-0
Yep.
and was a 5-time champ or a 15-time world champion across 5 different fucking weights
15
with
time.
22 knockouts.
15 time. The hardware, man. It's the same reason Brady was the NFL GOAT.
Oh, man,
It's unfortunate, but
Cael Sanderson. How
I'm
many
not- I'm
world
not a fan-
championships? Tell me how many world championships Cael Sanderson had. Somebody in chat, look up Cael Sanderson world
You know
champion.
what I'm saying?
individual accomplishments, not. This is. I adore the coaching.
Same
That's
thing,
great.
brother.
That's,
Mm,
huh?
him having world championships as a wrestler is the same thing.
Avery, you can't tell me it's the same thing, bro. He's not out there.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
his
literally
wrestling
just
career.
said in his wrestling career as
not-
a
He
wrestler.
took gold at
I'm asking.
Athens in 2004. He took silver at the New York World Championships in 2003.
Silver doesn't mean
You
anything. It's
count-
gold or
okay.
nothing.
2000 and 2004, he took gold at the World Championships and
Hold up, Riley.
and
I
the
got
Olympics.
you.
15-time world champion, 5 weight classes.
For sure, bro. For sure.
It's
This dude was 159-0 across the country.
I couldn't tell you how many fights Floyd was in before he fucking went pro.
Coached 8 guys to go win those
How
gold
many,
medals.
Josh? How many fights do you think Floyd Mayweather gets into before he goes pro, like amateur, and then even before that?
His amateur fights, I can find his amateur fights.
Just like maybe through the entire career, even because he started boxing when he was like 10. They're actually younger.
Three-time Dan Hodge Trophy winner. Do you guys realize that the Dan Hodge is basically the equivalent to the Heisman?
We'll do that later.
I understand, but
We'll
that's
do that later.
That's like wrestling's Heisman.
So Mayweather was 84-8 as an amateur.
Oh,
As an amateur.
Ooh.
Bro, Mayweather's a dog. All right. I'll concede the GOAT of goats in combat sports to Floyd. Like that's good for me.
I don't. That's not crazy, man. That's not crazy.
I mean, 50-0, and to Avery's point, there's some credit there and some of the promotions he's promoting things he's been a part of.
Hell yeah,
and that sort of thing.
That's like
TMT, bro. I buy his vapes sometimes. Sometimes I buy his vapes.
There was a
and they have
Kids,
his
stay
face
in
on them, and
school,
they say
don't do
TMT,
drugs,
and his
do
fucking
not
signatures on it.
smoke vapes.
Vapes are
There
terrible
was
for
a
kids.
moment.
But if you don't stay in school and you want to be illiterate, you can be a 15-time world champion across 5 different weights. You don't have to know how to read to do those things, kids.
He actually
You
does.
can't read.
I would never
Floyd, I'll
forget.
give 50,000 to your favorite charity if you
No,
can read one
that
line
man-
from this Harry Potter book.
No, he said $500,000. He said I'll give $500,000 if you can read one page out of a Harry Potter book.
He said, "Quote, hello, Floyd. This is a new ALSCBT
Ice
bucket challenge. Instead of throwing a bucket of ice, I challenge you, Floyd. If you can read one page out of a Harry Potter book, ninja, I'll donate $50,000 to whatever charity you would like. Fuck the bucket of ice."
50 Cent's got to go up there as a top 3 trash talker of all time.
Maybe that's one of these top.
See, but then you say that, and then somebody like AR Ab exists, and you're like, wow, never mind.
AR Ab.
Yeah, scrap that. Damn it.
Y'all want to know why I fuck with Skinny B? Skinny Me music so mad because he actually did something.
All right. Last week.
Nah.
Listen. All right, go. I think we
go
should
ahead,
move on to this little giveaway thing.
15 other boxers. List them, Timmy. Put them in the chat, Timmy. Who are the 15 other boxers?
All right, so we're gonna do it a little bit of a different way here. Naturally, things weren't as smooth. They should be a little smoother this time. So let me go ahead and do this. That and then that.
Oh no, it says my voice may be recorded. I didn't consent to that.
Too bad, Paul. We're
I know
all on
my
the
rights.
internet. Who is Maddie Maurice? Said, Riley, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, Floyd being the GOAT of goats for combat sports.
Hold on, let me do some readjusting here.
Tell you what, though, my life's on the line. I want John Bones Jones next to me, right off some cocaine and a hooker night.
Well, boys, I thought I was going to ding FanDuel tonight, but it seems like
Steve
UConn, Clemson, and Texas Tech are going to fook me. Good job, Gunner. but it's okay. Dante DiVincenzo won me $28.
I'm just playing, bro.
Michigan, underdog
You
of the
win all your
day.
bets, man.
Shout out Michigan for being my underdog pick of the day. You cashed me. Also, we did have 2 games in the NBA. Both teams went over 30 points in the first quarter. Cash that mug.
Riley, we have a new entrant. His name is Marcus Agostini.
Never met him.
All right, so we're gonna take bets. We're gonna conduct a line right quick for Tim versus Patty. Patty Pissy Pants, as he's known in the community. Let's go. We're gonna set the line at -110, both of them. Over under rounds. If this is an 8-round fight, I'm gonna go over under set at 3.5, just because both of you might have heart attacks before the start of the fourth. Yeah.
Line was set at -220 for Pat. We already discussed that.
-110, bro. -110 each. This is the closest thing
All right, so
to
check it out. We're about to start this giveaway.
a coin flip ever.
Chat, we have to. I'll show you how this works. Okay, I'm gonna go in here. This is how we're gonna do this giveaway. Settings. Okay, everybody's gonna watch. We're gonna do a giveaway. Okay, for everybody that's in the chat, even if you're a moderator, you get a little fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yay.
Okay. So,
yay.
In the chat right
give
now.
Give it away now.
Your line and who the favorite is, you know, or the underdog for Pat versus Tim. Let's go.
Pat wins.
I can't put my 2 cents into this.
We've got. We're gonna run it for 5. We'll run it for.
What was that boxing fight where the guy walked into the ring and then he just immediately walked out?
Is Tim the Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
Yes, Tim is the Cowboys fan.
I got the opposite guy.
Damn.
We got the
just
opposite guy.
Yeah, whoever's fighting the Cowboys
that's
fan.
Good logic.
Probably more.
You're doing it what at 11:20, Riley?
Yeah, at 11:20. -2,000 on Tim. Why? Because he's. Hey, Jamar J. This is the sole bigger Seahawks fan than you, guaranteed.
Hey, Josh, can you guys not sign Tevin Jenkins, please?
We signed
Cooper
Kupp.
Word in? Cooper Kupp.
Is there a Seahawks fan somewhere? Somebody say something?
Yeah, if you think you're a bigger Seahawks fan than Josh Brittle, you are sadly mistaken.
You heard me?
What?
Not for the city.
9-8 incoming.
I know it. I can't wait.
Who is this?
I can't wait. Then we'll have the same record as the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, back-to-back years.
Yeah, I'm
running it back. We've been doing it back to back.
I got my who was Nightbot? Nightbot over here deleting my comments and shit.
Yeah,
look at that.
See that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Our local hater Avery is gonna get our first as Tim said, the first in podcast history banned comment. It's amazing. I mean, couldn't put it together myself.
I feel like Marcus Aurelius. Are you not entertained? I'm glad it was me. I will take the under.
Seahawks fan.
I will take the under. I will take the under in the total rounds of 3.5. That's just me though.
Local other Seahawks fan, how do you feel about the signing of Sam Darnold?
Yeah, bro. How about you guys just let Tevin Jenkins walk out of that building, huh?
Are we feeling good? Nick Taylor says Duck Hodges would be an upgrade at this point.
Hey, guys.
That's
Said lock
blasphemous.
the
That's
under.
blasphemous.
Shout out to Marcus. Lock the under on 3.5 rounds. I agree. I don't know what breaks first. Patty's ACLs or Tim's heart. I don't know what breaks first.
That's a real 2019 Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell,
Hey,
Golden Gloves-esque fight.
boys,
That was so sad, man.
some of the funniest
God damn,
lines
that
in the
was sad.
history of promotion happened in Chael Sonnen versus Tito Ortiz. Oh man, y'all remember when Chael Sonnen said the only person I know that makes money laying on their back is Tito's ex-wife?
Oh, snap.
Tito's ex-wife is famed corn star Jenna Jameson.
You know, we didn't talk about this in the boxing goats, but Oscar De La Hoya is a fucking wreck nowadays.
He really hasn't been doing great for a while, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but he was one of those
Cocaine.
guys. Back in the day, he was a dog.
Shout out to Mason Rudolph.
Floyd beat De La Hoya, prime De La Hoya.
Big Floyd.
Floyd's a GOAT of our combat sports. Yeah, I'm taking him. I'm bought in.
Like I said, I'm not
It's gotta
mad.
be
I'm not
Floyd.
mad. I'm not mad at Floyd. I'm not mad at it.
Tim,
I'm
Tim,
not mad at
who's the
Floyd.
next-
I
Tim,
am mad at the fact that it's I don't know that it's a boxer.
Pat minus 220. Yeah. You're the favorite, Pat, for sure, no doubt.
That's not a super heavy favorite though.
It's not. I'm telling you guys to lock in the
fighting.
under. Lock in the under of 3.5.
Amanda Nunes was fucking.
How long are
minus
the rounds?
10,000. It's one round. It's fight to the death.
Fight to the death.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Well,
time
then, yeah,
limit?
I'll definitely
get a
take the
time
under
limit?
3.5.
No.
No time limit. Fight to the death. Tim versus Pat.
Damn. Tim,
Whoa.
do you own a gun?
In Dayton, he should.
Comment
Yeah,
down below.
You definitely
Hey,
should have a
own a
gun if
firearm.
you live in Dayton,
Hey,
Ohio.
shout out to them twin towers out there in on Xenia Ave.
Shout out to the Dayton Flyers.
Fuck them whores.
Shout out to the Toledo Mud Hens.
Ooh.
Let's go DU.
Shout out the Erie Sea Otters.
The
Shout out to
Seawolves,
Cincinnati.
Whatever.
Baby.
The
Yeah,
Otters.
you mix the Seawolves and the Otters, dog. We have both of those teams.
That's what I mean. I just threw them together. They're baseball playing hockey players.
That's true. They are some amazing whites.
They do.
Speaking of amazing whites. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, boy said bing bong, bing bong.
Hey, JC content, you're fucking right. We were dumb for paying Sam Darnold that money. Here's what happened. Geno Smith got drafted by the New York Jets, sucked his whole fucking career, was a backup everywhere on multiple teams, and then he had one good season, and then John Schneider gave him $100 million in 3 years. Fast forward, Sam Darnold gets drafted by the Jets, sucks ass, plays for a bunch of teams. He's a backup everywhere. He's not good, has one good season his entire career. John Schneider gives him. Anybody got a guess? 3 years and $100 million.
0.5. 0.5, bro. An extra 500,000.
Yeah, an identical contract. You know what that's going to get? An identical result, brother. The definition of insanity is attempting the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The Seahawks.
I don't understand the
10-7 with the ceiling of a first-round playoff loss. I can't wait to draft at number 18 again next year.
I don't understand getting rid of DK if you're gonna go and try to pay another. It doesn't make sense.
I get it because DK's super expensive and it was the last year of his contract and he cost us about 30 yards a game. I don't understand releasing Tyler Lockett though. especially after he had already restructured his contract like within the last month.
Yeah.
I just want to know if you're Jackson Smith and Jigba, how do you feel? I think Jackson Smith and Jigba feels like Donkey
Wide
at
receiver
the
one. He's
beginning
about
of
to earn.
Shrek.
He's about to earn his
I'm
money.
all alone.
He's about
There's
to
no
earn his
one
money, bro.
here beside me.
All right, here we go.
Cooper Cup's beside him.
It's 11:20. The 10 are in. Here we go.
Ring.
Lock in.
Eerie explosion.
Maddie wins.
Oh snap!
I don't know who that is, but shout out to Maddie Maurice.
Shout out to Matty Maurice.
In relation to Paul Maurice, I actually despise Paul Maurice. Shithead coach of the blasphemous ass Florida Panthers. God, I hate Paul Maurice. He sucked ass as the coach of the Hurricanes. Uh-oh.
Sick.
Uh-oh. Marcus got banned too.
Yeah,
We good?
I'm gonna turn down Mr. Chatbot's settings yet. We're not good. Give me 1 second, Gunner. Give me 1 second.
Hey, boy, getting reckless. That's
That's
what I'm
deleted.
telling you, Timmy. That shit's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Shit's wild, bro. I just hope the Carolina Panthers do the right thing and draft Jalen Walker, since, we want to take people that are born around Charlotte, North Carolina, and
At least you got rid of Miles Sanders.
we did dump that bullshit ass $12 million a year contract. Shout out to
I'm
Miles
excited to
Sanders.
see Jonathan Brooks, dude, if he can even make it back.
So what's up with their fucking running backs in Carolina? They just, I jokingly said I think they're just gonna start 11 running backs on fucking Sundays. That's their offense. It's just 11 running backs.
And the Carolina, the coon eating guy.
Hey. Watch your mouth about Xavier Leggett. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
You did hate him.
I do hate him. He is a marketing ploy, fellas. He's a marketing ploy. That is all that guy is.
You want to eat some of this raccoon?
I got what's his horse's name? He's got a horse that he loves.
Dollar
to talk
Bill.
about.
Dollar Bill.
Yeah, I went and seen Dollar Bill the other day. Got
He's
to
like-
make sure she was all good. Dollar Bill, that's my horse.
He's like the NFL's Jokic.
All right, boys.
No,
Are we still live?
no,
We are
he's
still
not.
live. We are ending this live now. I do appreciate everybody who joined, and I will get with Maddie and get her the giveaway here shortly. Thank you. and
Congratulations,
Shout out,
Maddie.
Next
Maddie.
week,
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Matty. I hope you enjoy gambling.
Next week,
Make sure you are in the building. It goes the fuck down.
for basketball. We'll be here for basketball. 10 p.m. Friday
Who's
night.
your
already
women's
know,
goat and who's your men's goat? And let them play 1-on-1.
Yeah, we'll use Gunner's logic here. Basketball next week. See you guys.